Oh, here. So he's fine.
Long age of night will end at last, and the bright sun of daylight age will rise fully.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to our monthly appreciation and ancestral service. Today, we're here to express our gratitude to God and Yeshu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask permission to serve the divine plan during this coming month. Let's begin our monthly service with a presentation of offerings of appreciation to God. Please pray along silently while we have the opening prayer to God.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the Miroku Association to celebrate our monthly appreciation and ancestral service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise, appreciation for protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to serve in your divine work for the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by guiding our relatives and friends. Please give us the strength and wisdom to practice these year's guidelines in our everyday life. Following the example of Meishu Sama's great love and his teachings, let us build a strong faith within ourselves. The sincere service for the salvation of humanity through our basic practices of faith, attending services, channeling and receiving Jorei, guiding our family and friends, volunteering our time and labor, and providing offerings of gratitude are the essence of our mission in the construction of paradise on earth. May we strive to continue to establish paradise within our hearts and minds, creating homes of light, thereby helping to transform our communities and the world at large. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meixo Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities, so we become effective instruments of your divine light to bring happiness to everyone around us. Please allow us to spread the desire to create paradise on earth to all of North America. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Please join us in the Amatsu Rito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the Moroku prayer and the prayer for ancestors. Please stand.
Takamaharani kamsamarimasu. Kamuromi kamuromi no migoto mochite. Sumeni oya kamuri sanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tashihana no. Odono ahari harani. Sogi harai kamo, toki ni narimaseru, harai dono, kamitachi, moro moro no, magakoto tsumi kegare o, harai tamae, Ioke tamae tomao sukoto no yoshiro, amatsu kami, mitsu kami, yao yorosu no kami, tachi tomoni, ame no fuji komano, mimi furi tatete, kikoshi meseto, Kashikomi, kashikomi mo maozu. Miroku o mikami, mamori tamae, saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami, mamori tamae, saki hae tamae. Oshie mi oya nushi no kami, mamori tamae, saki hae tamae. Oshie mi oya nushi no kami, mamori tamae, saki hae tamae. Kam nagara tamaji haemase. Kam nagara tamaji haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long days of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving your ray. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as they live your truth given to us by nation Sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Prayer for ancestors. Great God of light, bless and protect the souls of our loved ones, whose journey here on earth is over. And as they continue on, great God, encircled in your light, may they be raised to ever finer and higher states of true eternal peace. Great God of light, bless and protect us all. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We'll now receive group children.
May God and may Sama bless you.
Prayer is now concluded. Let us listen to Meishu Sama's teaching entitled, God's Power is Turning the Tide.
Since every event on the physical plane is a reflection of the original event in the spiritual world, we cannot understand the true meaning of physical actions until we understand the truth about spiritual realities. By looking into the spiritual causes of physical events, we will also gain an insight into the future, a knowledge which will help us to attain peace of mind through trust in God. According to the revelation given to me by God, He chose to develop material civilization to a certain point and created good and evil for this purpose. Because of the friction between these two, we have the brilliant material civilization existing today. Soon after God's creation of humanity, conflict started in the spiritual realm between good forces and evil forces. And since that time, it has been developing on a constantly increasing scale. This has always been reflected on the earth plane, both forces working through human beings. During the age of darkness, evil forces were strong, and it often seemed as though the good forces were giving way. However, evil could never gain supremacy over good. If it had been otherwise, the world would have been destroyed and we would not know it as it is today. The long age of night had to be endured. Many individuals achieved success through evil means, and their prosperity lasted for some time. This gave some people the distorted idea that the best shortcut to success was evil action. More and more people adopted the idea, and the infection spread until it has now become the most common ailment in the world. In the spiritual realm, the evil forces worked hard to gain control over the entire earth. They possessed individuals with personal ambition and ability to achieve their goal. History clearly shows that these men, who seemed to succeed through negative actions, did so only temporarily. They always failed in the end. History might be called a record of the tides of success through evil, then of failure through evil. The activities of evil spirits have never been limited to wars and other obvious acts of violence. They have been following a subtle, carefully planned, far-reaching scheme in every direction. Their greatest success has been in the field of material science. It has been their strongest weapon. For while humanity has received many wonderful benefits through science, the evil forces have attempted to make everyone totally dependent on it, with the aim of using it to acquire absolute world power. With the objective of controlling a person's life, they have forced him or her to rely almost exclusively on scientific attempts at healing. In the scientific raising of food, chemical fertilizers and insecticides have been used. Humanity has been so deceived by the temporary but seemingly beneficial effects of their use that most civilized countries now employ artificial methods for growing crops. The time has come when God is going to correct the mistakes of material civilization. Now that it has reached a point where the evil forces appear to have triumphed almost completely, God's wish is to reveal the truth to humanity so the right way of living for the new age may be known by everyone. The dark forces can be effective only in darkness. They fear light more than anything else, for it renders them almost helpless. As God's divine light rapidly becomes more direct, the evil forces sense the change in vibration and are desperately fighting for survival now. Had this been revealed during the age of darkness, few people would have grasped its true import, for this is a subtle subject of a high dimension. But now the spiritual realm is brightening day by day, and more individuals are becoming aware of the great change. God is preparing those souls who can appreciate his plan for the world and is gathering them to use as his instruments for the establishment of the new world. God's power always totals 100%, while the power of evil can only reach 99% at most. So God is always at least 1% ahead. With this margin of power, the tide is being turned. The present civilization will be changed when it reaches the 99% point, the last judgment. At that time, a great cataclysmic action will take place in the spiritual realm, followed by a like action in the physical world. This will correct the mistakes of civilization, which have continued to be accepted as truth for centuries. The long age of night will end at last, and the bright sun of the daylight age will rise full.
Thank you. This morning, I'd like to share with you the transformative story, the story of the faith experience of Edith de Silva, a member of the Vila Sônia Joré Center in São Paulo, Brazil. Edith was a very troubled individual. She had been suffering from severe emotional problems. Regularly, she would experience bouts of anxiety and anguish that would devastate her. These incidents would affect her breathing, and she would sometimes go 3 days without any interruption, without any relief, just anguish. Additionally, she was involved in her marriage, was a steady diet of conflicts, ugly conflicts with her husband. She relentlessly blamed him and really everyone else in her life for all the problems in her life. Her life was really troubled. She could not even accept or even conceive that these troubles, the origins of these troubles, resided within herself. One day, about 1.5 years ago, in November of 2020, she was walking in her neighborhood. And when she was walking, she came across a sign, a banner, outside of a building that said, Joré, energy that generates happiness. It was in front of the Joré Center. And she was intrigued, attracted to it. She went into the center to find out more. And there she was met by a missionary who explained Joré to her and offered her Joré. That was the magical moment. Something clicked. From that point on, Edith's life changed. Soon, she decided to participate in classes that focused on the basic principles in order to develop a better understanding of Meishu Sama's teachings. Things unfolded very, very quickly. At the same time, she embraced watching online services from her home. And within 1 week, her anguish dissipated no more. And it given way to a new sense of joy in her life. She felt so uplifted by the teachings that she studied in weekly meetings that she was participating in. She had an opportunity to learn about Joré, about nature farming, about the importance of art and beauty in our lives and in society, about helping other people. Edith awakened. And with a new mindset, she initiated an introspective observation of herself and began to recognize that it was she who needed to change, not others. And she started this transformation paying attention to small details. Each day she consciously made efforts to become more patient and caring. She began to relate to her husband with much more consideration and affection. Indeed, her husband noticed, how could he not, changes in her attitude, her demeanor, her actions. He even commented that she looked different, and their relationship began to harmonize. Before long, Edice, in English we would say Edith, she recognized that these changes had transformed her life ever since that moment that when she was introduced to Jorei, Meishu-sama's teachings, and the practices of our faith. And amazingly, within 2 months, she had decided to, and she received her sacred focal point, Odhikari. Since, Edith has been regularly giving service at the Jorei Center. She channels Jorei at home, invests herself in Meishu-sama's teachings, and every day makes conscious efforts to improve herself. She no longer is prone to blame others for her problems, and she no longer experienced the intensity of anxiety and the anguish that used to pervade her life. Excuse me. Miraculously and wonderfully, the relationship with her husband has turned filled now with harmony and peace and joy and happiness. She's certain that had it not been for being introduced to the practice of our faith and the understanding that she acquired through Meishu-sama's teachings, that her marriage most definitely would have ended, and that the life of anguish and suffering that she had known previously would likely still be prevalent. Edith is immensely grateful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for allowing her, spurring her on to grow spiritually, to have inspired the ennoblement of her character, and to have her life and that of her family, and so beautifully enriched and transformed. Edith Ferreira da Silva.
Thank you.
We'll now have a greeting from Reverend Romilson, Candido.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Congratulations for this monthly appreciation and ancestral service. June 15, 1931. That was when Meishu-sama, Mokichi Okada, known as Meishu-sama, received this very important revelation about the transition from the age of night to the daylight age. On that day, Meishu-sama climbed a Mount Nogogiri in Japan with his followers, and there he received that revelation that the age of night was ending and the transition was just starting on from that point. And from that point, that was when Jorei started. And we are approaching that day, June 15. Today is May 15, so it's about 30 days for that important day. In our calendar, in our organization's calendar, that's one of the most important day is June 15. We celebrate that day. We celebrate during the month of June this time of paradise on earth, because we believe paradise on earth is at hand. It's almost there. It's already, we are at the end of the transition period of this great purification. And in the United States and many other countries, we celebrate in the month of June on the first Sunday of the month. So on June 5th, together with Reverend Marco, the president of our Amiroku Association, we will celebrate Paradise on Earth service. But we will also on June 15th have a prayer. here. Yeah. So I remember when we became member in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. My mother, full of gratitude for she was saved. I told that story. She was in a coma and received a ray, and she really had a tremendous gratitude. And in many countries, especially those who have sacred grounds, they all travel to the sacred grounds to attend these Paradise on Earth service. The trip was always the day before. So my mother would, I had to go with her, I was just a teenager, and she said, "You come with me. There is a pilgrimage to the sacred grounds for Paradise on Earth service." 13 years old, 14 years old, all those years I had to go. And I didn't understand why very much had to be on that day. June 14, we have to leave to arrive there on June 15. Why? Because my birthday is in Japan, is June 15. That means in Brazil, June 14, I would be always traveling to the sacred grounds. So every time I was about 11 p.m. in the bus traveling to the sacred grounds, and somebody would come with a cake and the candle, "Happy birthday," inside the bus. And it was interesting. And every year I would receive as a gift one book of Meishu Sama's teaching. Some people would, not one book, sometimes 3, 4, because members would just get to know, oh, today is Romilson's birthday. Okay, so they were already at the Jorei Center. They would go buy a book. Hey, this is for you to study Meishu Sama's teaching. So I had many books. Now I understand why I'm a minister. I had to receive books so that I could study more. So every time, it was such an important time, June 15. And today we are here to pray, to celebrate this time so important. We have prayed every day for world peace, and it's so important to continue praying for peace in the world. Meishu Sama, he says that he received this significant revelation. And we are members of our organization. We need to be very grateful because each one of us, are participating in this very important moment of transition. Each one of us who have the Ohikari, we have the permission to channel Jorei and help as many people as possible to be purified, and so they can pass through this transitional period. The purification is strong, but for those who are giving Jorei, receiving Jorei, and participating in this construction of Paradise on Earth, we can go through the process much easier. Yeah, that's why Meishu Sama says, "How grateful I am." I love these teachings. He says, "God blesses me with good health and grants me the honor of channeling divine light for the healing of others. There are no words to express my gratitude. No words can describe the great blessing God has given me. How can I praise Him enough for all this happiness?" And Meishu Sama says, "I cursed and blamed others for my difficulties. Now, all the negativity in my mind is gone, and it is clear. How can I praise? How can I glorify or honor Him enough for all this happiness I feel today?" And I'll tell you something. How can we do this? There is one word: gratitude. Gratitude. What is gratitude? Many people think that gratitude is just a feeling, but it's not just that. Actually, I check it out. I look at the definition of gratitude from the Oxford Dictionary, and it says gratitude, the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and return kindness. When I listen to this return kindness, now I really understand the meaning of the word gratitude. We have to begin to develop this quality of being thankful, this quality of returning kindness. Because some people think, I have gratitude because I always say thank you to everyone. Yeah? Oh, so I am a grateful person. I always put the emoji, thank you, when I text message someone. You know, when you text message, and then you put those two hands together. Okay. When somebody does me a favor, I never forget to say thank you. I believe just saying thank you is better than nothing, of course. However, words are easily blowing in the wind. You say thank you, it goes, finished. But you have to do something. You may say thank you, but it's just words. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the winds. The answer is blowing in the winds. There's a song with it. It does not materialize. Gratitude has to be materialized. After someone gives you a favor, you may visit that person and maybe you go with a cake you just cooked with gratitude for that person, or with a flower arrangement. You come here and you learn how to do flower arranging, and you come to someone and you materialize that, you return kindness. That means readiness to show appreciation and return kindness. Because when someone says gratitude gives birth to gratitude. And ingratitude creates more ingratitude. If you complain, things get worse. Believe me, it will get worse. But if you say thank you and you are appreciative, things will get better. So the words of appreciation brings light. And those words that express negativity, like, lie, when you complain, grumbling, I don't know about that, grumbling and abuses, they all form clouds in the spiritual realm. And this is what we cannot afford anymore. No more clouds. So you try as much as you can. If you have to say something, try to always say something positive. Sometimes I know it's difficult, but you have to try. Always do something, say something positive. Because gratitude is the best thing. Every time when you receive a great miracle, something happens, you appreciate. But also when something that is not going so well, be grateful, because there is always a reason for that thing to happen. Be grateful. I remember one young girl who came from Brazil. Her name is Larissa. She came to study English a few years ago. She came with Denise, brought her, and she brought Larissa and Anna. Anna, it was you, together. Maybe Adriana remember when she came, and Amara too. Yes. So they came, and at that time we used to receive Doré at the J Suites. Remember, J Suites. So we opened these J Suite twice a week, every Wednesdays and Fridays, sometimes on Saturdays. So Larissa and Anna and Denise, they used to come every time we were open. They was always there. So they received 2 Dorés, sometimes 3 Dorés in a week. So, including Saturdays. So after 5 months of receiving Doré, Larissa came to me and she asked if she could become a member. I said, I remember we didn't have time to talk that much because we didn't have any space to talk. Everybody would come at the same time. I had only 2 hours to give Jorei. We opened for 2 hours, so everybody came at the same time. Remember time, like a 12, 14, 16 people came, and there was only Jorei, and then we had to finish and close, give the room. So she came and said, Minister, I want to receive the Ohikari, I want to become a member. Because she was happy and very grateful to me, Sama. That's why she wanted to become a member. So I asked her, what happened to you? You want to become a member? It's been 5, almost 6 months. And then she told me what happened. She told me that ever since she was a child, she was 4 years of age, she suffered with asthmatic bronchitis. She had asthma. And the doctors told her she had to take the medication for life. So she's been taking that medication since she was 4 years of age. But when she came to America, while living here, she was supposed to inform her parents when the medication was about to finish, so they could send more. They could send more medicines before she ran out of those medications. However, many months passed, she started to come to the Jorei Center, and she forgot to mention about the medication when talking to her parents. She forgot about it. Until one day, her mother called her and asked Larissa, what happened? Your medication must have finished 3 or 4 months ago. What are you doing? How are you? And she said, all your life you took these medicine. Are you okay? And Larissa said, Mom, I just forgot about them. But let me explain what is happening with me. And she explained to her mother, I'm receiving Jorei almost every day. What is Jorei? Jorei is a lineage, it's a light, it's very good. They told me that they have in Brazil. Every day here at the Jorei Center in Manhattan, I come with my friends Denise and Anna. Yeah? Denise brought me here to our Jorei. I feel so well. I have no asthma attack. I always had, but until today, no more asthmatic bronchitis. I have it. I think, Mommy, I'm healed. I think I'm better. And then her mother became very much interested. And she wanted to know. She took a note of everything, the name of the organization, the address. And she said, Mom, you have to go there to the Jorei Center and take everybody. Everybody has to go. By phone, she guided everybody. She said, this is what I want you to do, because I really wanted to appreciate, to say thank you to my son by taking you there. You have to go and receive Jorei. And everybody went to the Jorei Center. She guided everyone. She became a member together with Anna. And with gratitude, everything transforms. Yeah? For world peace, let the great union of all people be realized. Union, we need to be united. We have Jorei, we have nature farming, we have the art that Meishu Sama teaches us. We have to use that for the great union of all people to be realized. We have to let the great construction of paradise on earth be realized. In order to do that, we need to let the great work of salvation of humanity be realized. That's what we are here to do. To finish our service, I'd like to share this with you, this teaching of Meisama that has everything to do with what's going on now. And you've heard that teaching many times. Meishu Sama says, world peace. In the coming paradise on earth, boundaries between countries of the world will remain as they are now, but it will seem as if they don't even exist. All countries will deal with each other on the basis of equality and friendships, so conflicts over boundaries will become totally unnecessary. Any issues between countries will be peacefully resolved. Their representatives will discuss and deliberate each issue employing high intelligence and wisdom, based on the pure and selfless desire for the higher good of the whole world, with no national or personal ulterior motive. This is the essence of global government in the coming age. In the age of light, there will be far fewer laws than at present. Laws are not necessary for good, virtuous people. Laws are only necessary to control criminals and evil people. If there will be no criminals and no evil people in the daylight age, naturally will be very few laws. And that was the message that Mr. Summer shared about world peace. Let there be peace on earth. You know this song? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, that place that we're meant to be. May all dwell together as one family. Let us walk with each other and in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my soul involved. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you very much. I remember we used to sing that song. Yeah. So just to let you know, May 21, Saturday, from 2 to 3 p.m. here, there will be a health and wellness Ikebana as meditation method. That means we will have a Ikebana workshop here. But this is presented by Brooklyn College. The Brooklyn College is organizing this event, and they will have it done here. Yeah, okay. This is work with Anselma, our member Anselma. She works with the Brooklyn College. So we'll bring all these people from not only Brooklyn College, many other people will be here attending. And you are invited. If you want to join us, please, you contact the Ikebana instructor, Miho Negrão. She's here so that you can attend. So it will be May 21 from 2 to 3 p.m. right here. Thank you very much, and you all have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
This concludes our service today. Thank you very much for coming. Have a blessed day. And there may be a Bravo encore performance later on by Reverend.
Oh, I enjoy it.
Agora que já está podendo tirar a máscara, mas já dá para cantar. Mas as igrejas, elas não podiam.
É, vem pra gente conversar também do projeto. Amanhã eu tô conversando com o Thiago. Ele deve me contar.
Na quarta-feira eu venho.
Ok.
A gente fala. Gustavo, sabe que ele é músico? Ele é músico. É músico.
Eu trabalhei.
Ele é músico. Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Silvia.